Hello, how's it going? Today I want to talk about scales. It's very important to have a kind of a ritual to get your scales in shape. Music is made of scales, chords, long notes, and silence. And scales are not only very important musically, they are very important for your confidence on the instrument. So therefore, I suggest you a scale package. You can adopt that the same way, or you can just take bits out of it and add other things or change them. But important is that you develop a ritual for scales and get all your scales in shape. First thing is an exercise which develops a 2-octave scales from the middle, going 1 up, 1 down, 2 up, 2 down. So it stretches the whole scale, and it's all about flow and sound. So a nice side effect is you take the middle note. I, for some reason, choose A flat as a scale. So that A flat, that is my setup. That's the embouchure setup, and nothing changes here, right? So the only thing that changes is the tongue position and the airspeed. And make sure that all the articulations are always D, 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 well connected. So, and then you go from there to just play slow, half-fast, 2-octave scales, up and down, slurred, and articulated. And some of you might experience when you come from the first exercise that it is very much easier to play the whole scale for 2 octaves. And when you come from the low A flat, the low octave, that the second octave sometimes becomes a little bit shaky. So a good way to fix that is imagine that the first octave is a pickup for the second one. So in this way you create a musical phrase. And I highly suggest everybody don't only practice the music education pattern, GMEA or wherever you come from, slurred up, articulating down. No, just do a whole thing, okay? So thirds, very important. Everything you do slurred, you also do with tonguing. And if that happens, what just happened to me, we have these little half cracks, which are cracks, but actually they are. It's not perfect. You repeat it. You always make sure that it's perfect. It's always about the air. If something cracks, it's because the air got stopped. So, and your wonder weapon is Clark 5 for scales. Clark exercise number 5, not exercise, study number 5. And my suggestion is you do it in 3 articulations, in 3 versions. You do single tonguing, you do double tonguing inverted, which is instead of tiki tiki, it's kiti kiti, and then you do slurred. So, and as with the tonguing, you have to synchronize your tongue and the fingers. You will notice for the slurs that the fingers are much more firm and precise. And always play soft. D. Yeah, don't do da 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 da. D. You choose the tempo that you can control. And here's where the note tasting comes into the game. Do note tasting with the octave tones, and when you find the right setup for the high note, the goal, then with that setup you immediately play the exercise. Next one is kiti kiti. Same thing. If you have little half cracks or even cracks or mistakes, you just repeat it and make it nice. Kiti kiti is usually the hardest articulation to connect. So you will notice when you do that the first time that it sounds. So just keep the notes as long as you can. No, and the third one, as you do it slurred. And I invite you to be ambitious and speed that up. You speed this up with the metronome, so you go 3 more, 3 more, 3 more. Yeah, be outrageous. Just play very soft, very light. Let your air flow, and don't ask for permission to play as fast as you can. Okay, so that leads to the ability of playing a 2-octave scale 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, up and down. So, whatever. Also, try 4 times, try 5 times, try 6 times, try 8 times. It always has to do with playing soft and playing really, really fluid. I would highly suggest to add a whole tone scale to your routine. It's good for the head. It's good to get out of what we're used to. You see? Yeah, and there's often the question, so how do I practice the minor scale? Well, minor is basically the same. If you have the major scale, you have the minor scale, right? You just play the same major scale a minor third lower. It's the same. So always do that together. Yeah, and then at the chords, a major. Always slurred in articulation. Articulation D, 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 like a bouncy connection. Always fix mistakes. Yeah, don't overblow them, or don't whatever. No, whatever becomes a habit, and habits are who you are on stage. Augmented chord and the diminished chord. Okay, there are many other chords that you can add. That's the basic program. If you do this fluent, it is about 10 minutes. 10 minutes, I call that a scale package. And the tempo depends on where you're at right now, and you speed it up with the moment. But always make sure that you have the balance between free and connected and very light and fluent. Okay? Yeah, so which are your most difficult scales? Most likely F sharp, B, A, C sharp, or D flat, whatever you like to think. Yeah, and fix the scales that don't work, and you will notice your confidence shoots up, and you will be very satisfied with your own playing. And when you see scales in the piece, you don't freak out anymore. Okay, just do that.